Hello and welcome back. Susan Zumo here, originator of Soul Patterning Harmonics and Intuitive. Well, how's your pause going? Are you enjoying the pause? I said to my guys, what pause? It doesn't seem like anything is paused. And they said, a pause in the action, not a pause in the energy. And isn't that the truth? There is so much incoming energy right now between the new moon and all of the energy coming in from Galactic Center. I was awake for 2 solid days with all the energy coming in, just trying to find ways to burn that energy off and create some flow. And then, of course, there was that pause. And there was a lot of quiet, a lot of rest needed, a lot of relaxation needed. And so I followed that as well. Lots of energy coming in. So yes, there's a pause in the action, but there's not a pause in what's going on inside of us and the changes that are taking place inside of us. So again, we want to emphasize that you will want to take care of yourself. Care for your body, care for your emotions, care for your thoughts, and care for your spirit. Now is not the time to be ignoring those things within us so that we can go running around and have lots of action. They said, take a step back, hold on, think, decide. So what are we to be thinking about? Well, we want to be thinking about what direction we want to go in the future. We want to be thinking about how we perceive what we see happening around us. And if we need to, change our thoughts. Thinking can get us in a lot of trouble because our thoughts many times are just replays of old conversations we have with ourselves and programs running in our heads. So think about what you're going to say. Think about how you're feeling and think about what you're doing. And go back and ask yourself, do I think this is a good idea to continue? Or do I think it's time to let it go? Once you've made that decision, you're going to know exactly what to do and what will follow from it. They said, determine if you will go back or go forward. If you will fight the flow of change and transmutation and transition and transformation, all kind of glommed into one word, are you going to fight it and resist it, or are you going to flow with it? The world is changing. The cosmos is changing. The planet is changing, and we're changing whether you know it or not. Everything is changing. You can fight it, or you can sit back and go along with it. I would recommend not fighting it. I don't think that's going to be very pleasant, and I believe it's going to be even more unpleasant as we go forward. I always see an image of someone standing at a beach, holding their hands up in the air, trying to stop a huge wave from coming at them and crashing over them. That's how I see resisting change. Very futile, if you ask me. You're just going to get smashed and tossed around. It's not going to be comfortable. They said, no one will hibernate this winter. They said there are too many changes coming. So we are not going to be putting our feet up over the winter, kicking back, eating ice cream and potato chips, and hanging out waiting for spring to come. I don't know anybody who does that anyway, but you get the idea. Winter is not going to be a time to hide in the house. It's not going to be a time to sit back and sleep through those cold months. There's going to be a lot going on, which is why they keep talking about the pause right now. Because the pause right now is designed to help us determine and choose what we want to bring forward within ourselves into the future of change. So if we want to carry in our fear of the future, our fear of what's going to happen to us, our fear of what the world is going to look like, when change starts to happen, that fear is going to be the lens through all the changes that are seen, are experienced through. I personally don't want to do that. I've had enough of that in my life, and so I'm going to choose to perceive the changes that are happening as positive events that will lead me to a positive outcome for myself, for those I love, and for the greater world. And I hope you will too. That dance of it's going to be good, it's not going to be good, it's going to be good, it's going to be a disaster, all that does is create fits and starts in the world. And we want to keep our momentum going so that we can get to a beautiful place and crystallize that, anchor that into the world. They said to me, the changes coming ahead are going to be wonderful. Expect that. Expect them to be wonderful. Change your perspective. Don't flip-flop. Don't decide today the change was great, tomorrow it's not great, and looking at the same exact event. Choose your perception. That's what they kept saying to me. Choose your perception. They said, fortify the body. We know that. Fortify your thoughts. Fortify your light body. Having light in the body and in your home is going to be very important. Don't have a dark dungeon-like home. As we go into the winter months, bring light into your home. Bring light into your body in whatever way you possibly can. They said you must attend to all three: body, thoughts, light body. Of course the emotions are in there. Excuse me. Emotions are very important. And so we'll need to attend to those too. Now, I know that we are being bombarded with new facts and new information every single day. And so we have to choose how we're going to digest those facts. For example, they said, love your food. Is your food as good as it could be? Probably not. We know that there are things added to our food that are not beneficial for us. We know that there are things added to the atmosphere that are not beneficial for us. And we know that there are things in the water and in everything around us that is not beneficial for us. And so unless we are in a position to create our own water, our own food, and our own air, we have to reconcile our feelings about our food. So they gave me an example. They said, if you are presented with a pet that is deformed in some way, for whatever reason, you are not going to hate that pet. You're not going to grumble and complain every day that that pet is in your home. You're going to love it. And you're going to love it and bring out the best in it. They told me that that is the same thing that we can do with our food and our water. If we hold the thought that we are being poisoned, that we are being harmed, that we are being stressed, that we are being attacked when we are breathing, eating, or drinking, it creates a certain frequency that comes into the body. They said, love it. Love it. Pour your love and your light frequency into whatever comes into your contact in your physical body, in your food, in your air, in your water. They said it will be transformative. And until such a time where these things can be physically cleansed, we can cleanse them energetically and make the most of them. We can bring out the best in them, just like we would that loving pet. And I thought that was very good advice. I will admit that I have a tendency to go into the rah, 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 when I'm thinking about those things and being unhappy about some of the things that are taking place around me and happening to me. They reminded me, hold the best. Hold the best perception that you can. Hold the best amount of love that you can. And hold the best ideas that you can. And it will be of benefit. And so I wanted to pass that on to you. So as you can tell, my voice is starting to go. It's been a long day. And I will be out for most of the weekend. So I wanted to make sure I got this video to you and that you weren't waiting all day or wondering when it was going to be coming. In the future, we'll connect as we can, at least weekly, perhaps more. Things are changing. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like, but as I know, you will know. And I will share what I know with you, as I always try to do. I hope you are caring for yourself. And during this time of pause, I hope you are looking at what it is that you want to release and let go of as we move forward. We are not going to want to carry all of our stuff, all of our junk forward with us. We're going to want to let go of a lot of that. And we have an opportunity to do it now and with ease. Take this opportunity and use it wisely. So until next week, I wish you many, many blessings.